Oh, would you calm down? I got people honking at me already. All right, let's get into it just a little bit, not too much. I'm not an expert on the matter, but since this is one of my favorite games in the entire world, the profession of being a trucker is one of the most appealing to me. I wanted to talk about the Trucker Convoy briefly. The few people that watch this right now are thinking to themselves, oh, here he goes. Where is he going with this shit? It's actually pretty simple, what I think of this whole situation. Like all things, there's always going to be some bad apples in every group. Some people desecrated the Terry Fox statue. Some people were carrying around the Confederate flag, the Nazi flag. Obviously, that's not cool. But for the most part, it was a peaceful protest. That's what the main take is from what happened in Ottawa. Is a peaceful protest from a minor group of approximately 10 to 12%, I could have the numbers a bit wrong here, of truckers who don't believe in the mandate. They don't believe in being forced to have to be vaccinated. And as someone who is fully vaccinated, I mean, obviously I'm fully vaccinated, the needle went all the way in. She pushed the venom into my veins all the way in. I'm being a smartass, if you haven't caught on already. As someone who hates vaccines, who hates anything medical, I don't take a Tylenol when I have a headache. I don't take a Robaxacet when I have a sore back. I don't take Pepto-Bismol when I have an upset stomach. But for me, getting vaccinated with COVID was the right choice. I felt that was the lesser of two evils, and I don't need to fucking explain it to anybody. When it comes to the very small percentage of truckers that don't want to be vaccinated, they should be allowed to be heard. It was a protest. It was predominantly peaceful. Don't listen to that fear-mongering bullshit telling you that it was riddled with a bunch of January 6th, rioting like folk. I'm sure there was a few here and there, but overall it was pretty damn good. I'm not for the mandation of vaccines. I don't believe in taking away people's freedom. Now, let's do an extreme example. This is very extreme. Again, I'm no expert here, and I will never claim to be an expert unless I'm really cocky on a particular subject and I'm claiming to be one. In this particular instance, I'm not claiming to know too much, to be perfectly honest with you. I just don't like having people being told what to do. That's it. Get vaccinated or you can't work. I think it's ridiculous. What you can do is give incentives to people to get vaccinated, because I do believe personally in it. It's one thing to encourage the vaccine. It's one thing to promote the vaccine. Give people incentives to get vaccinated. But don't punish them for not wanting to get it. The punishment, if you will, is not getting the incentive. There's a few businesses I've heard of where, I don't know, they were like, hey, we'll give you a couple of $100 or $1,000 or whatever, to get vaccinated. I'd be like, fuck, can I apply for like 10 jobs in one day so I can get, probably wouldn't be good, 10 booster shots, make 10 grand in a day. Do that. So these people, I don't know them, can't speak for them, but from what I gathered, it was wanting to come down from all the way from British Columbia and many different parts of Canada, and I think some people from the US came up as well. They wanted to roll down and protest at the Parliament Hill in Ottawa. Hey, what the fuck, man? Don't make me. Don't force me to have to take the vaccine. See, 90% of truckers, like I said, from my understanding, are vaccinated. There ain't no shortage of food because of the small vocal group that doesn't want to get vaccinated. There's not going to be any type of hunger, going on because some of the truckers don't want to get vaccinated. That's their choice. Besides, they're not like a nurse in a hospital. Again, I'm not an expert here. But I don't understand what's going on here either. Why is he not going? He must have gotten 4 doses of the vaccine. See what I did there? I could poke fun at this shit all day long as well. Even though I believe it's something that people should at least look into. But if you come to the personal conclusion that it's not a good idea, even though I may not agree with you, that is your perspective. Oh, I wanted to talk to you about the extremes. Let's say COVID had like a 90% mortality rate. Crazy. And the vaccine was proven to be 100%. Like it works. Period. Like it fully works. It curbs that shit right to the ground. Yeah, in an instance like that, I'd be running around fucking wrestling people to the ground, jabbing them with the fucking shit. In an extreme circumstance like that. However, this one's a little bit hard to wrestle because it's worse than the flu. I don't believe it's as bad as the bubonic plague. And it's like, where do you draw that line? That you feel, as a government, or a business that wants to mandate and force their employees to be vaccinated, where you feel this one's dangerous enough. And that's the problem. I don't know statistically enough about it, but I can still give an opinion. That's all it is. Let the peaceful truckers protest. And that's it. The shit is going to balance itself out. The world cannot stop shutting down schools, closing down businesses. The mask mandate is one thing. Socially distancing, which I love social distancing. I've been doing it for decades. That's one thing. But the vaccine mandate, I'm not a fan of. All these things that I'm spewing out of my ass, they're not usually the popular opinion, but I don't really care about going with what's popular. I'm sharing and going with what I believe. Whether I'm right or wrong, as per the average person, I could give a fuck. It's not going to change that this is how I feel. Period. So the whole thing is just pathetic. Everybody's losing their shit. Now, what I didn't appreciate was the big, massive group of people that I heard that went into one of the shopping centers in that city in Ottawa. I think it was the Rideau Center. And they just all barged in, and it was like pretty wild. Nobody was wearing masks, so they had to shut down the shopping center. That I have to admit I'm not cool with, because I do believe in the mask. I don't think the cloth masks are all that effective. But to me, that's not as serious as mandating a vaccine. So, and then the desecration of the Terry Fox statue, that was some fucking ridiculous bullshit. Few people flying around the Nazi flag. Now I want to talk about that Nazi flag. Some people, I'm not going to bother with the links in the description because I don't remember who said it, but some articles were insinuating as if the convoy of truckers was riddled with Nazis, and that's fucking bullshit. Again, it was a few select amount of people that were like that. Just like on Twitter, I've heard of people complaining, oh, wow, all truckers are pretty dumb, aren't they? It's like, there are a very small fraction of people that don't agree with you, so you're just gonna label them all the same? That's fucking stupid. Unfortunately, I don't think anything got resolved from what I've read briefly. In terms of the demonstration, the protest, I don't think the mandate got lifted after all. And that's essentially what I wanted to leave you with. I know I was just kind of rambling, going in circles there. I got a bit of a headache today. I don't feel the best, but I had a little bit of spare time. I wanted to drive, cruise around, and it's a hot topic going on in the country. And it's been getting worldwide attention. So I figured, well, shit, let me chime in. I mean, most gamers on YouTube that have a gaming channel like I do usually don't talk about this kind of shit because it's very divisive. You can lose some people that, you know, once respected you. They don't agree with you politically. And now, you know, you can get backlash. Here's the thing, no, I don't fucking care. I don't give a shit. I'm not afraid to voice what I think, even if it's not, again, the popular opinion. I don't want to just roll with what's popular just because of that. Because I know that I'll have a huge backing, a huge following of people that agree with me because it's popular. Not a lot of people that are for the vaccine are also for, you know, allowing people to not get vaccinated. It's like, it's not the unvaccinated person's job to make me feel safe, isn't it? The fucking vaccine's job to do that. Remember, when you're vaccinated, you can still spread it. You can still get the disease. You're less likely, I believe, to get your ass kicked and die. It can still happen. You're a lot less likely to get it, but then if you're unvaccinated, you're not, I believe, not as well protected, but you're also less likely to recontract the virus. And that's where a lot of people say natural immunity is stronger than anything foreign coming into your body. That's where that argument comes from. And I see both sides. I don't agree with both sides, but I see where people are coming from, right? So this thing, this whole pandemic, for the past 2 years, roughly, I don't know how many months exactly, 22 months, whatever, not really looking at the calendar to see when it first started, but it was about 2 years ago. This whole thing is a fucking nightmare. There's been tons of suicides. There's been, you know, riots, millions of people dying. And as cruel as it sounds, unfortunately, that's life, and it must go on. We're delaying the inevitable. People don't want to get vaccinated, let them not get vaccinated. It doesn't make them stupid. Some people are doing their research and they're coming to the conclusion that it's not for them. Also, personally, I've spoken to a lot of the anti-COVID-19 vaccine, but they're not fully against vaccines. They're against the COVID one because they believe that one just hasn't standed the test of time. As simple as that. They're allowed to think that. Now, to those people that are all like, oh, the vaccine, the government's able to track you now, there's a microchip in the vaccine. Shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? Like, come on now, quit with the bullshit. In life, no two people are always going to see eye to eye on everything. You might get along with someone and on, 10 different subjects that you discuss, you'll agree on 9, and then on the 10th one, you don't agree. You either agree to disagree, as the saying goes, and you move on, or you fight over it and waste your fucking energy arguing and debating, trying to prove the other person wrong over that one thing you don't agree on. One of my best friends, his name is Michael. He does not like vaccines, and he loves Trump. Hates vaccines, fuck them all. He's not getting vaccinated, loves Trump. I don't see him any differently than I did before I found out this information. And it's beautiful to be able to coexist with people that we don't agree with. It's a beautiful thing being able to do that. it would be very, you know, it'd be very sad to always cancel people out that we don't see things with eye to eye. Anyways, I know I'm just kind of rambling there. It's not like millions of people are gonna watch this. I just believe we should respect people's freedom to choose to go about their life how they see fit. And I believe that the pandemic is not a big enough of a threat to mandate the vaccine. Again, if it had, I don't know the exact number, again, I'm making an extreme example, hypothetical situation like I mentioned earlier, just so you can understand. If it had a 90% mortality rate and there was a vaccine, I'd be running after people. I'd be fucking poking them left, right, and center. Because at that point, I could justify that kind of behavior on my behalf. Not for this, though. So it might sound contradicting to some people because with what I just said, because they'll be like, well, you're still taking away technically some people's freedom. Yeah, maybe, but I'm just being honest. You got to draw the line somewhere. That's where I'm drawing it. Right now, I'm just saying this whole fucking thing is bullshit. I'm fucking done. Even with the masks, I'm starting to just be sick of it. But I'm dealing with it. But at some point, the training wheels have to come off. Anyhow, I could ramble on, and I have been. I don't even know how long I've been doing this for, a couple of minutes. But yeah, let me know down below what you think of the convoy, what you think of mandates. Are you for the mandate of the vaccine, the mask and social distancing? Do you think all of it should just go out the window and we should party like it's 1997? And why? There's no need to get nasty now. I can get nasty, but you know, when I do things on my channel, I try not to get nasty because it's not a good vibe, like I said. It's just really not. You gotta be able to come together even if you're not on the same level and be able to discuss shit. If I can do it, and I'm no one special, then the rest of the world can fucking do it too. Anyhow, I support people that get vaccinated and people that don't get vaccinated. Do what you think is best for you. And quit shitting on one another for having differences in this subject. And there you go. I have reached my random waypoint that I put. And we have arrived. Is this San Diego? It is. We are in San Diego. I could tell just by looking around. As always, if you liked the video, go ahead, give it a thumbs up. It does greatly help support the channel with the algorithm. If you didn't like the video, go ahead, give it a thumbs down, and I'm coming for you with the jab. I'm just kidding. Calm down. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, I mean, naturally, that would be great now, wouldn't it? But if not, thanks for stopping by anyways. Take care. Maybe I'll see some of you in the next video. Bye for now.